Parents, do your students play multiplayer games, maybe where they're wearing headsets? Well, there's a new game out called Overwatch, which is a lot like Fortnite and many other games like this. It's very popular. I want to tell you all about it here in this app guide. My name is Josh Ochs, and I travel the country teaching people how to be safe and smart so they can shine online. Let's dive on into it. What does their marketing say? Their marketing says the world needs heroes. Slow down time, rain destruction from above in a jet-powered armor suit, or pilot a super-powered hamster ball. In Overwatch, every hero has a unique set of devastating abilities. So this is how they market to your kids. Let's see what the news say. The Washington Post says, unlike a game of picking up basketball, pick up basketball where you just join a random group, online games will make teams out of random players identifiable only by pseudonyms, thereby giving strangers a direct channel to another player's headset via the game's voice chat. It certainly looks like the effect on adolescents and children in general is quite negative, said the head of pediatric mental health at Louisiana State University. There's a higher incidence of depression. Now, next. Daily Esports says an incredibly disappointing Overwatch clip has gone viral and shocking the gaming community over the past 24 hours in a video. The unfiltered and unchecked nature of Overwatch's toxic voice chat has been shown in full force. The clip portrays an incident where the player was ganged up and bullied in a group of obscenely racist and prejudiced teammates during Overwatch game. Now, this isn't just for Overwatch. This is for a lot of games where students are chatting with other students. And I know this, you sound like, oh, this is terrible. You're making the game sound bad. This is just what happens with students sometimes, or people, when they're anonymous. Now, I have a free live webinar that's a shorter version of our long speech. It's how to navigate the negative effects of student social media. You can click the links below. At the end of this, you get live. So some of our other ones were pre-recorded. I'm going to spend time with you live answering questions. I'm going to teach you some of the worst apps your kids should avoid, how to know what your kids are doing online, how to get them off their screens, how to get kids to be positive online. We're really going to talk about safety, mental health and screen time problems, and then also how to get your kids ready to plan their future. Really cool stuff. Okay, so this Overwatch game, let's dive on back into it. Overwatch is a multiplayer first-person shooter game. The game assigns players into two teams of 6. Players choose their character, called heroes, from 30 options. Each character has unique capabilities, which are broken into 3 categories. What are those 3 categories? We're going to talk about in a sec. The players on a team work together to secure and defend certain places on a map, or escort a payload across the map during limited amount of time. Look at that image there on the right next to my head. You can see what this game shows. Players earn rewards as they play the game that don't really affect gameplay. Like, you're not more powerful, but you can do victory poses and character skins, right? And change outfits and stuff like that. Okay, now, Overwatch is available as of the time of this video, Windows, Xbox One, PS4. It behooves them to make it available on everything so you can watch from anywhere and participate and play with your friends. The game has a bright and cartoonish animation style similar to Fortnite. Players can buy loot boxes using real money, parents, that's your money, to get character skins which alter the appearance of the characters. And this is a new way to do it. Rather than having advertising in there, students for $1 to $10 can buy these power packs and all these different things because they're so addicted to the game. They're like, I have to have this, and I want to have these poses to show off and all this stuff. And it means real money. 3 categories of abilities. Damage heroes deal most of the damage to attack or defend the control points on the map. Tank heroes can absorb a large amount of damage. Support heroes provide healing or other buffs for their teammates and stuff like that. So these are just 3 of the types of features that when you join the game, what do you want to be, right? Remember as a kid when you play the race cars, you could pick your race car. Is it fast? Is it good at corners and stuff? Same thing. Okay, why do kids like playing? Well, regardless of whether or not players win a match, they gain experience towards a player level. They're gamifying you even if you lose. When players go up a level, they receive loot boxes that can contain items that can be used to customize the appearance of the hero characters. As long as the player keeps playing the game, they will earn more rewards. This is a form of gamification that encourages kids to play more and more. Why should parents care? Overwatch only works if players are matched into teams with other real people. This means that your child will be exposed to strangers in every game if they want to play Overwatch. This is a big deal. There's a lot of people that don't love your kids as much as you do. Playing with strangers is a huge red flag on any game, and to show that it is a bit dangerous, you need to be where your kids are at. When your kids play multiplayer games while wearing headsets, they are not in the same room as you. They're a million miles away talking to people who do not love them as much as you do. Students who chat on multiplayer games can come across inappropriate language and bullying behavior. We're about to dive into that. In the past, developers have been criticized for over-sexualizing characters, like in this game, promoting cultural stereotypes as well. There's reports of community being increasingly toxic and negative, where students are yelling at other students. Overwatch is incredibly popular and considered one of the best games of all time. You know, sometimes students will yell in there because their parents either aren't home or they can just get away with it, and it just breeds worse behavior, even from your good child, but also other good kids are listening to this because they might be in the same room as their parents. So really, it just opens up a whole breeding ground. Here's what a parent says. Some players in this game are toxic, and your teen will be exposed to this. What do I mean by toxic? First off, the language. Second of all, toxic players often throw insults and personal attacks. Being anonymous in this game, as with the internet in general, brings out the worst in people. Now, another parent says it's not for young children. The reason this is 18 plus is because of microphones. Whether it be quick play or competitive, your child can talk with adults if they have a microphone and headphones. Commonly in the game chat, people will curse and use adult language around other children. You might ask, can't you just turn off the game and chat and not use it? The answer is of course. But especially in competitive mode, you need a mic for communication. If you don't have a mic, you're essentially throwing the game, essentially saying you're going to lose every time. In Overwatch, team play really matters, and working with the team of strangers who you're talking to, and without communicating, it's near impossible to win a game. This is important. This parent did a great job of summing it up. Microphones and headsets really change the game, and they also open up a whole world of problems. That's why parents, please be on this game with your kids if they're playing it. Now, what can parents do? Always monitor your kids during game time. It's better when parents play the game with their kids. Keep gaming consoles in the living room so you can supervise the game time. Say no to headsets. Headsets leave students vulnerable to connecting with strangers. Be interested more in your kid, and your kid's interested in the game. Play that game with your kid. But don't complain if you're not playing it. Please, parents. I'm being gentle, but I'm also being loving. A lot of students beg their parents, can you just spend time with me on this? This is what I love. Consider that and just have an open mind about that. Gaming disorder is considered a mental health condition. Look out for any warning signs that your kid is addicted to video games. Impaired control over gaming. Example, onset, frequency, intensity, duration, termination, context. They don't have control over the gaming. Increasing priority given to gaming to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other life interests and daily activities like homework or anything else, or even eating. Continuation or escalation of gaming, despite occurrence of negative consequences. Your student gets grounded like, no, I have to have more of this. I mean, this is the World Health Organization has come out and said this is an addiction. And just like screen time is an addiction, gaming is an addiction. Now, I've got a free live webinar where you get to spend time with me. It's once a week. We're diving into this. People seem to love the live version of it. They can ask me any question. It's shorter than some of the past membership ones, and I hope you'll dive in and click the links below. But what I also want you to know is games like Overwatch, in our membership area, we have videos that students watch. Parents, you sit next to your kids and you play the video. And it talks with students about, hey, students, you want to play these games. Your parents want this for you. Let me explain why this is important that you work with your parents. It also has a way that kids can dialogue better with parents. We really are getting inside the family, strengthening that dialogue, strengthening mental health, and also safety. And then we do have a plan and a mission for you to get your kids the old school way, all kinds of offline activities so that they are well prepared for college and shining online. I got a whole dream for your family. I hope you'll join the webinar. I hope you'll consider, if you love our message, joining our program to support us during the summers so we can keep our R&D going. For $10 to $15 a month, you fuel us and our staff so that we can create guides like this. You know, we say no to big companies. We say no to all these offers that we get so that we can say yes to parents and schools. It's the only way we make money, and that's the only way we're going to continue to be opinionated towards the bad apps so that we can advocate for students on behalf of parents in schools and all that stuff. I'm Josh Ochs, the author of Light, Bright, and Polite. If you think, boy, they got a lot going on, you're right, because we want to help you. We've got a lot in store. If you're a school, go to SmartSocial.com, click the Hire Us button, start an early and often dialogue with us so that we can give you free resources and ideas and a proposal and work with you. I'm flattered that you would watch this video, and I hope to see you soon. I'm Josh Ochs. As always, keep it light, bright, and polite, because remember, your kids are watching what we do online and offline. I'll see you soon.